You may not harass women. You may know how to take rejection. The majority of men that most women deal with do not.
Yeah.
And you are accountable for that as well.
Nope.
Because I don't got time to figure out which white people are nice, which white people aren't racist, or da-da-da-da-da. I have to go on the actions of the group.
Right.
The group as a whole and the history of that group as a whole tells me that they are a danger to me and they are not to be trusted.
Right.
And if you can understand that as a black man and your stance towards white people, then you should absolutely be able to understand women's stance towards you. It's not a war on you waged by women. Actually, the war get a little thicker when we start talking about it from the perspective of a woman and the greater society of racism and white supremacy being waged against black people, and then the patriarchal society being waged against women. So they have to deal with two elements. One of those elements we don't have to think about. And honestly, we're perpetuated. And it's perpetuated against us young to look at women as objects.
Right.
You know, to look at women only through the lens of a sexual desire and not as the human being that they are. And when you understand how to deal with women on a human level, you understand how much women will enrich your life.
Amen. Amen.
You want to turn it up a notch?
Yeah.
Get you a good woman get you a good black woman in your corner.
Amen.
Hey, man, you want to see your life turn up?
Hey.
And see, this is the thing, though. It's a privilege, bro. It's a privilege. You know what I'm saying? We often disregard the power of our black women. The spiritual essence that they're gonna bring to things, the knowing, the seeing. You know what I'm saying? Also, too, imagine it. They have to be hyper vigilant because they have to be constantly scanning the room, making sure that they're in a safe situation.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? When we think about these kids who were clearly in Louisiana having the time of their fucking life because they graduated, and we think about white people's reaction to Black joy.
Oh yeah, that's
it's not about civility. It's not about decorum. They don't like to see us happy.
That's what it is.
Now, how often are women just having a good time, and here come a nigga trying to ruin their fun?
Yeah.
Let's just be honest. You can call it pandering, but if I was up here caping for white women, you wouldn't even mention that word. If I was up here caping for Hispanic women, you wouldn't even call it pandering. Only when we take pride and show love to black women do you call it pandering. Get your motherfucking mind right. Use your cabeza.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Rome back with another video. If you're new to the platform, welcome to the tribe. By the end of this video, I hope you subscribe. So there is a brother with a podcast called Grits and Eggs Podcast. Goes by the name of Deontay Kyle, I believe. And he's gone viral for this, actually, because I kind of been covering this the past couple days, but I didn't realize that this was being started by the conversation that he was having on his podcast about this. And it has to do with, as you saw in the intro, women being harassed when they're being approached. And I wanted to share my thoughts on this because people were blowing me up in the emails about this, and it kept popping up on my feeds. I was like, I guess it was meant for me to speak on this, but since I've kind of been covering it the past couple days anyway, I just had no idea that this is where it started from. Anyway, I wanted to share a couple videos with you guys that immediately I want to say were the two things that I thought about when this even became a topic of discussion. Check these two videos out.
Hey, little mama in the pink, let me holler at you. Are you not gonna speak? Well, fuck you too, you ugly ass bitch. Hey, bro, that wasn't even necessary. Nigga, fuck you and that bobblehead bitch. What you gonna do about it?
Yeah, ladies, what does a man do from there? What does the accountability look like after that? So now he's supposed to put his life on the line for you. I'm like, just because you felt disrespected or got called out of your name, that's what we're doing out here. So random men are just supposed to come to the aid and hold other random men accountable and put their life on the line. Like I really want to know, man. I'm like, to the women that seem to have such a problem with this, I want to see in the comments, how should a man handle that situation after that? And if God forbid the unthinkable happens to him, what are you gonna do? What's your follow-up? And how many men gotta lose their life or get harmed because of shit like this before we say enough is enough?
You may not harass women. You may know how to take rejection. The majority of men that most women deal with do not. And you are accountable for that as well.
Couple months, and I love it. I love socializing, and I'm single. And my friend and I were talking at the bar the other weekend, and we were talking about how we've never been approached by a single guy before, like maybe ever.
But then now it's like the more people are going on social media, the more uncomfortable even some men are to like walk up to you. It's like I've seen guys stare at me like the whole night, and I'm like, you are still never gonna fucking say anything?
Isn't that crazy?
It's
Such
so
a
annoying.
Stare, like as if you're supposed to make the first move.
Yeah, I'm like,
that is so normalized. I totally agree with you.
You'd rather hold your dignity? You ain't holding no lady in your bed because you scared you holding your dignity because you ain't getting no play if you not approaching nobody.
So apparently single men are starting to become afraid to approach women in real life because they don't want to be viewed as creepy. Around like 53% according to this one study. And I just really think that is not enough. Run the percentage up.
Why are men not confident enough to walk up to women now? Say shout out to the guys who are confident enough to walk up to women. The masculinity on earth has diminished drastically that guys don't even come up to you anymore. They'll just stare at you from a distance. As a woman who's trying to embody her feminine energy, you're not going to catch me going up to the guy. You're just not. We can just stare at each other. Say shout out to the guys who are confident enough to walk up to women because guys don't do that anymore.
Men don't really approach women that much anymore for a lot of different reasons, I think. But personally, I want to be approached. I would love to meet someone in real life versus online.
Yeah. Case closed, Your Honor. But I mean, by y'all's logic, majority of those women and majority of those men in that crowd are being fucking weird, right? But all those black people, they're just minding their business, having a good old time. All right. So which one is it? All y'all fucking scared and we're all weird? Or y'all want us to approach y'all and we're actually vibing in real life where niggas touch grass and get off these fucking podcast mics and behind TV and computer screens when we're outside in real life? Which one is it? Because I see hundreds of videos of thousands of fucking black people just mingling, interacting with one another, having a good fucking time. Which one is it?
And this right here, sir, Mr. Deontay Kyle, is one of the reasons why you were being called a panderer after going viral for this clip. This is exactly why. You, sir, on TikTok, can hop on there your damn self, because I seen you got about almost 500,000 followers. Hey, and I love his content, and he tends to, call it right down the middle. So you'll see a lot of men that disagreed with him agree with most of the things that he says leading up to this point. And I think that's what kind of bothered him. And my whole thing is this. You got too many women over here complaining about not being able to get approached. And I've covered it one too many times for you to sit over here and think that what you said was like 100% valid. And of course you had the ladies backing him up, but I'm thinking to myself, okay, y'all want to sit over here and saying what he say is true, but how is that possible when it's being reported that a lot of men aren't really approaching women now? Not only is it being reported through studies and what have you, you have numerous and countless amount of women that are coming on TikTok complaining about it. Like, it's literally like one of the main topics in dating nowadays, whether it's on podcasts or just anybody just popping up on TikTok or whatever the case may be. So, not saying that two things can't be true at the same time, but in this case, not so much because the numbers don't support it. And you sat up here and said, most of the men that these women deal with, nah, brother, that was your opinion, bro. Ain't no way in hell. I'm like, dude, realistic. This is literally man versus bear all over again, being rehashed in a different form, y'all. In my opinion. Let's keep it moving, man.
You may not harass women. You may know how to take rejection. The majority of men that most women deal with do not.
Yeah.
And you are accountable for that as well.
Not even a little bit. No, this nigga is a visionary. He's great. Every time I get one of his clips pop up, love him. He missed hard on this one. Because where does that stop? If I took a poll from every man, probably him included, for how many women hit on them, I'm talking about even boys stop. See, we don't see that as like abuse. But never in my life have I been mad at a woman that was like, girl, stop playing with me. I've never done that. Because it's just, you just don't hit on women. And if we took another poll about how many men have been hit by women while the woman was mad, see, being hit out of anger is different. I don't care if it hurt or not. Watching someone's face snarl up and they start swinging on you, even if it doesn't hurt, how many men have been through that? Why am I bringing that up? Because I don't think women who don't hit men should be held accountable just as much as the women who do. You understand what I'm saying? Never in my, first of all, I've never lived a life where like I'm just posted up and I'm like, hey, shawty in the pink shorts, come here. I've never done no shit like that in my life. I know a lot of guys do. I simply have not. I don't. And then when she like, no, I don't like you. Oh, fuck you, bitch, anyway, you ugly, woo-de-woo. That sorry ass nigga ain't got nothing to do with me. He got this much, he ain't got nothing to do with me. And I will never be held accountable for a motherfucker who act like that. That's like me being accountable for a deadbeat dad. All my kids live in my motherfucking house. I'm married to their mama. I provide, I cook, I clean, I bathe them at night and shit. I brush their teeth because they won't let their mama do it. I'm the disciplinary up in this bitch. I'm not being held accountable for nothing a trash ass nigga. What? No way. No way. And so when we get on social media and you hear a woman have a take like these men are aggressive and and a nigga go, not me. I don't know who she fucking talking to. That's because she at the Jacksonville Fair walking past a light post with 18 niggas posted up. Why are you at the Jacksonville Fair downtown? I'm not saying you should have to be subjected to the shit. I'm just saying that's why I don't go. Too many niggas posted up for no reason. They're not even enjoying the festivities. You know what I'm saying there's a way to stay away from this shit, and it's to stop going. But y'all love events, bro, where niggas like that exist. That ain't got nothing to do with me. I promise you it don't.
Now, with John Cannon having the following that he has, I guess it was no surprise to see the amount of backlash that he got from his take on this in response to what Kyle had to say about this. But I gotta agree with him, bro. And other content creators have mentioned this when it comes to this particular topic. There are ways to minimize risk. Is anything absolute? No, not at all. That's impossible. However, there are ways to minimize risk, and I think more often than not, women don't really exercise that. Let's continue.
Y'all mad because I said if you don't like the negative things that happen in an environment, don't go? Bro, I don't care, bro. I literally said I've never been to the club, a strip club, a hookah lounge, any of that, even when I was in college, because I didn't like those environments, like genuinely. Like, so you mad that I'm giving you the same advice I took for myself? It's just the way I govern things in my personal life. I'm not telling you to do anything I wouldn't do. But niggas is mad. That's okay, bro. We don't even run in the same, like, motherfucking places, obviously. Obviously we don't. Y'all really felt like I told y'all to do something like that. Like, world ending, bro. Like, I see how important the fucking club is to y'all. You got it, bro. My fault. This is akin to the same time where I was like, yo, these men are dangerous. Women, y'all need to carry guns. And there were people who were like, why don't you just tell the bad men to stop being bad? So I'm literally saying, sweetheart, get a gun, shoot that nigga if he try it. And you're like, victim blamer. All right. You have a much better chance of changing your space than the space. But I'm not arguing with y'all. I'm not going back and forth with you.
There is so many of you ducks that are on here proving right now, y'all just cannot stand reality. Y'all just would rather live in a delusional world that exists nowhere besides in your head, bro. Because everything John Cannon said, I understand. I understand exactly what that man trying to say. All he's trying to say is, hey, look, women, you will never get rid of all the bad men in the world. They will always be here. Just like the mosquitoes and the bears will always be in the woods for the hunters. Okay, dangerous things are always going to be out there. Do we wish it was like that? No. Do we wish we could change it? Yes. Are we going to be able to? No. That's the reality of it. You will never be able to change and get rid of all the bad men, just like you will never be able to change and get rid of all the dangerous animals out in the woods for the hunters. He never told y'all don't go to the club. All the man said was, if you're going to just sit there and complain rather than living in reality and understanding that there's always going to be evil out there and doing something to protect yourself against that evil, then it might be best for you to just stay inside. Because guess what? Just like I just said, that you will never get rid of that evil, bro. Every time a woman goes out to the club, bro, there is a chance that there is an evil man out there that is plotting something against her. Do we wish it was like that again? No. Do we wish we could do something about it? Yes. We can't, though. We can do only so much, but we will never get rid of all the evil. So the best thing for you to do is live in this reality and understand that that's a reality and do something to protect yourself against it, or just don't go to the club. You see what I'm saying? Because going to the club pretending that what we telling y'all is a delusion and living in a delusional world, that everybody's safe and everybody's a good person and everybody's okay. Yeah, that's how you get caught up in some dumb stuff. Just like me, if I go out in these woods with no mosquito spray, no weapons, no protection, no nothing, and then I go out here and get ate up by mosquitoes and attacked by bears or whatever type of wild animals out there. Now I'm sitting here looking crazy. Oh, well, I should have did something and understood what the threat was before I entered into it. And every time you enter into those situations, you're entering into a danger zone. That is just the reality, bro. Why do so many of y'all have an issue accepting the reality and would rather complain than just accept what the reality about something is, bro? All the man trying to do is help y'all out, and y'all on here mad at him, acting like he don't know what the hell he talking about.
Of course, all the black women going to agree with Deontay Kyle. It's because they already hate black men. You see what I'm saying? So the fact that he's saying all black men should be accountable for the rest of the derogatory stuff black men does, I will ask him, when was the last time you took responsibility for what somebody else did? See, the reason why a lot of these women agree with him, like I said, they already hate black men and they want us to all fall together. So if one black man do something, they want us all to take accountability for what he did so we all can fall. And what people like Deontay Kyle, right? And I'm not, because I typically like a lot of his content. What they fail to realize is they would use him to say stuff. These women who hate black men already, and then they're going to turn on him the moment he says something in regards to them being held accountable for anything. I'm a content creator, right? I'm glad I don't sway on either side. I don't pander to men or women. I'm one of the very few content creators who have the liberty to say what he wants. I don't pander to nobody. I say what I want. I say what I mean, and I mean what I say. But I always watch myself. If I say something that, let's say, white people like, and then a bunch of white people like something I said about black people, I always will that back in, because I don't want them people to agree with me something I said on black people, and because that's telling me how they really feel. You see what I'm saying? It's like what's Officer Tatum, all the black people that pander to white people. The moment you start getting all these people on your side, they feel like that they can use your voice to say what they want. That's the same thing with the women. Now they're gonna start using Deontay's voice to say what they want him to say about black men. Those are the same women that they don't want no accountability themselves. That's like they go on girls' trips and their girlfriends be cheating on their husbands. They don't hold their girlfriends accountable. That's like me saying all the black women that's get on here twerking. Meg Thee Stallion was twerking at the presidential election thing. That's like me saying, all right, well, you know, being as though Meg Thee Stallion was up there twerking, and that's all Beyonce and all these entertainers do. I'm just gonna say all black women twerk, and they need to be in. Even the women who don't twerk, they twerkers too. And if you don't hold them accountable, you're a twerk. You see what I'm saying? Listen how that sound. Listen how that sound. But anyway, man, y'all get what I'm getting.
And this again is why what he said was so disingenuous. You have to hold them accountable as well. Then okay, that need to apply across the board then. Because let me tell you, there are some things that women are doing that they would blast men for doing. And they're not holding each other accountable for it either. And he mentioned one of them being cheating on these girls' trips or just cheating in general. You got women out here that know that the man that their friend is with is not the biological father of the kids or kid. And they'll sit over there and hold that secret with that girl and won't say a fucking word. Now you tell me what's more damaging, holding that secret and you don't find out till years later and all the money spent that this kid ain't really yours, or just the fact that somebody called you out of your name for 2 seconds and your feelings hurt. You tell me which one is more damaging. I'm just saying, bro. Just saying.
So bro gets on here and says, hey, a lot of men that women deal with can't take rejection and maybe even harass women. So as men, you are accountable. As a man, you are accountable for a terrible man and his actions. You just because you are a man. And then proceeds to use the what do you want to say? The comparison of a racist white person. Basically stereotyping a man and comparing it to a racist white person and stereotyping those people. What are we even talking about? And then women are getting on here saying, hey, if you guys disagree with him, then you're part of the problem. Maybe it's because I don't harass women. Why am I accountable for what are we talking about? Why would I be sitting here saying, hey, I'm accountable for a rapist or a harassing man or a man that can't take rejection? Why would I sit here and no? Y'all aren't going to sit here and say that men need to be accountable for bad men. That's like a man out here catching bodies and shooting people. We need to be accountable for that too because he's choosing to do what he does. No, y'all are weird on the internet, bro. I swear. It's just like saying, okay, Meg Thee Stallion lied on Tory Lanez. Are we going to sit here and say, oh, all women lie on men? Because all women don't do that. All women don't accuse men of doing it. Now, some do. But do all? No. So should women be accountable for Meg Thee Stallion lying on Tory Lanez? I think not. But by y'all logic, yes.
I don't disagree with anything that Deontay Kyle said, and I don't disagree with anything that John Cannon said. The only parts that Deontay missed me with is generalizing and saying most men act like this outside when that ain't true. Even though I feel this is the minority, I do think it needs to be addressed. But the only thing I feel like John Cannon is trying to say is that you can't stop this completely. You won't be able to just stop men from doing this kind of stuff. But you can minimize it. And I think that's what he's suggesting, Deontay Kyle, is that the thing, like holding our people accountable will definitely minimize. But what happens when you got a group of niggas that don't know right from wrong? You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of nuance to this conversation. Like, it ain't gonna just be a flat out stoppage of sexual assault. And then I see people getting on top of John. It's like, bro, John is doing nothing else but helping if you really want to talk about it. He giving women all the tools to move around. But I get women want to go out and have fun. There's nothing wrong with that. But y'all got to understand what come with that too, regardless of how we feel about it. But all the pandering I'm seeing, man, that shit just be blowing because y'all looking for engagement. At the end of the day, both sides of the coin got good points. But don't try to make it seem like niggas hate they women in their lives. Come on with that shit, bro. At the end of the day, y'all still got to be realistic. Y'all still got to think about the pros and the cons. You still got to think about how there's always another side to the coin. No matter how good of a guy you want to be, there's always going to be a bad apple. But I do agree. Let's start holding our people accountable regardless.
You want to know what's crazy? I don't have a problem with what Deontay Kyle said. I actually support what he said. But I only support it as long as I can apply that logic across the field. We're not just gonna restrict it towards black men. No, you as a black woman have to be accountable. You have to hold yourself accountable for the bitches that's stole from me, set me up to get killed, gaslighted me, physically abused me, emotionally abused me. You have to be accountable for that as a black woman. As a black man, I have to be accountable for the niggers that white people don't want to deal with. Hey, it is what it is. Most black people act like niggers. So I have to be accountable for what ever white person doesn't want to deal with me. They not wrong for that now. This logic that y'all trying to like pass by is gonna change the game. I'm cool with it as long as I can apply it to you, and that's where the disconnect comes in, because you think you're better than me. So the logic doesn't apply to you. You're a black woman. You don't do anything wrong to anybody. You've never done anything wrong to anybody. So how can anybody think that, how can anybody have this type of same logical fallacy with you? You're perfect. You're a black woman. I know. All you niggas is panderers. Soon as y'all get money from women and start seeing how much women contribute to the capitalism with their ignorance and emotional financial decisions, y'all niggas start pandering. Deontay Kyle was a cool nigga until he started seeing bitches put money in his pocket.
Yo, one thing about y'all bitches, y'all gonna make me laugh. And when I say y'all make me laugh hysterically. I've been getting DMs for the past 2 weeks from bitches, from fake pages, of course. They want to know why my fat ass is not talking about Diddy, why I'm not talking about DDG, why I don't never protect black women, why black men don't protect black women. Oh my God. I just want to let y'all bitches know y'all are protected. Y'all get protected. I'm a black woman telling y'all this. But when people try to give y'all what y'all need, what do we get? An attitude, bitch. Mind your business. This is my life. Stay out of it. If I see a nigga doing you dirty, or if I see a nigga not good for you and I tell you I try to protect you, you tell me to mind my business, I must want him. Get out my face. Not a problem, queen. 3 months down the line, he put your name on something. Now you getting locked up. 6 months down the line, he hitting you. 9 months down the line, you have a baby. A year down the line, he kicked you and your newborn baby out in 20-degree weather. A year and 3 months later, you're on TikTok talking about how you're not protected. No, bitch. Well, if y'all gonna tell a story, tell a full story. Tell them how you didn't want the protection. It was there. Y'all like to wait until the last minute, until the last resort to want protection. Because when you was up here getting all that money and dick and bags and shit, y'all didn't want our protection. Y'all didn't want it. Y'all told us to mind our business, bitch. That's what you said. So that's what we did. Fuck is you talking about, bitch? I seen it with my own eyes. My ex-boyfriend's mans tried to break up a DV situation. The man backed it out on him and shot my man's friend. And guess what the bitch did? Left with the shooter. Protection that she didn't want. So we could clear all that up right now. If y'all gonna tell the story, bitch, tell the full story, huh?
And like I asked at the beginning of this video, when it gets violent, then what? Man got shot, only for you to run back to the man that shot him in the first place. So he did all that for nothing. That man took a bullet for nothing. What the fuck are we talking about here? Bro, cut this shit out. Women, cut this shit out. Let's be honest here. Y'all, this is what I mean when I say women treat men like they're fucking disposable. That's why when they cry about it ain't enough men out here, y'all treat men like they're fucking disposable, even though y'all know there's more of y'all than there are us in the fucking first place. That just makes y'all look even fucking dumber now, doesn't it? Y'all let me know what you thought about this, because I'm getting hot. If you're new to the platform, please subscribe. OGs, I appreciate the love and support. Make sure y'all hit that bell notification. That way y'all know when I'm uploading. Hit the like button, because that's with the algorithm and helps to reach a broader audience. Also look out for the travel vlog channel as well as the live show channel. Both links are in the description. Until the next video, y'all. Deuces.